So I want to start talking about like how we create our own reality, right? We create our own reality because first we have the thought, then we have the feeling, and then once we have that feeling, then it manifests into the reality around you as you see it. And we've been so programmed to thinking that everything outside of us is happening, and then I'm shifting based on everything that's happening outside of me, when that's not truly how it is. And because everything's an illusion, you're creating that, and your reality unfolds from there. So if you have the thought of something, or if you're still carrying something within your energetic body that is a story or some trauma that has happened to you, you're keeping it in your realm and it hasn't cleared from you. And so in your reality, everything will unfold to still show you that, so that you can heal through that in order to then step up to the next level and no longer see that anymore. And now you'll heal on something else and you'll evolve into something higher, right? So let's use sexuality for an example. So feminines are completely oppressed and repressed and all of this stuff from decades and decades of everything. Everyone's got their own stuff. So let's say that I'm oppressed sexually, and when I see someone naked outside in public, or I don't know, dressed a certain way, and I'm not healed and comfortable in my own sexuality, I will then see in my reality that being shown to me, to be witnessed, to then see how I feel and respond to that. Now, if I see a naked person and I'm repulsed by it, or I feel like it's so wrong and what are they doing, or why are they so comfortable and what's happening right now, right? It's in my reality. I've created this because I have this in my energy field. Because I've created it, it's being shown to me. So when I use my perception of how I feel uncomfortable with my own body, with my own sexuality, with the way that I am able to love my own self or not love myself in that moment, those then become stories and judgments that I then project onto the completely innocent, naked human being that's running around just enjoying their life. And so because I have that inside of me, it's showing up in my reality to then teach me that person is just literally naked. But the reality that I'm creating in my own story mind, because of how I feel, because I haven't dealt with my own sexuality and how I love myself and how I feel naked, and all the programming of how things should be or should look, or there's so much shame about women's bodies or my own body that I have that I'm still holding in my energy field, that those stories that I'm playing out and that judgment is because I have that in my energy. So it's in my reality. So therefore then I am looking at that naked body and I am perverting it with my own perception. Okay. So when I remove all of that and I heal all of that out of me, and it takes you becoming aware and the witness and having conversations and perceptions and everything, it's a lot. That's why a lot of people don't choose to heal, because they'd rather just go ahead and project it that it's something outside of them and not deal with it and look at it that it's them actually projecting it out. So what I'm speaking this out about is because when I had a perversion inside of me of my own sexual trauma and sexuality, it was then being shown to me outside of me. In every aspect, every way, the way that men would speak, the way that I allowed men to speak to me, and the things that would show up in my life, and what I allowed, and all of this stuff. Because I had that energy inside of me, it was part of my reality. Since I've decided and chosen to heal those aspects inside of me, and I no longer objectify men, and I no longer play the games outside of myself with potential players per se, I have healed that energy, and I'm able to see the masculines on a different level now, to where I don't look at them as a perversion. I don't look at them as someone that I have to serve. I don't look at them as I have to be a certain way in order to please the man, or whatever it is for you. But this is my experience. So once I've removed that perversion per se of the naked body or sexuality, or even how I see other women outside of me in my own reality, that is gone now. And so because I've removed that within myself, it's no longer a reality in my life, in my being at all. Now, if I were to see a naked person, I would just be looking at a naked person, and that would be it. I would just be like, wow, they're just enjoying their life being free, right? Because I've removed the perversion within my energy field of myself, that it no longer exists in my reality, because I thought it, felt it, healed it, allowed it to remove from my energetic field. It is no longer in my consciousness thought, which is no longer in the consciousness collective thought, which then spreads as a ripple. And because you're connected to me and I am connected to you, you will also heal through this by hearing this, by receiving this message. You will come to a new level of understanding within yourself and start paying attention to your awareness and going, wow, I never thought of it that way. Where in my energetic body am I still holding on to wounds that I could heal, that I no longer see in my reality? So when you do this, you heal it out of yourself and out of the collective. So think of it like this. Because I was perverting my body and projecting it out into the world and to the collective consciousness, I was keeping molestation and fear alive in the collective consciousness, because I had that within myself that needed to be healed. But because I have healed that aspect within myself, and now it ripples out to everyone receiving this video and to everyone in my life that I speak to and about, because it's no longer in my reality, they also start to heal. And then their ripple continues, and it no longer becomes their reality, and it gets removed out of the collective reality. This goes with every single thing that you can think of. This goes with even everything. Even how you're in the matrix of your own mind, right? Just let's use the Matrix for example. The movie Neo. I watched it the other day, and I see it now as a totally different level of understanding. Instead of seeing all the people that are in the movie with Neo as people around him, outside of him, I saw them as the entities that I see around me, like spirits, angels, guides, ancestors, animals, all of that stuff, right? So I started seeing all of them as the entities that are within his mind, the oracle, everyone he's getting messages for. This is how I get my messages. This is how I get my downloads, right? And I know a lot of you that are awakened know exactly what I'm talking about. And maybe if you're watching this and you're not truly there yet, start paying attention, because this is the reality, right? So you're getting guidance, and they were his guiding system. And when he finally broke through his matrix of thought and programming of the reality that was the illusion of the agents, right? The agents are like the government, let's say, or whatever, and the police, right? Well, you may be seeing them in your reality because you're creating that reality for you. So because you're creating that reality for yourself, you're then drawing that energy in, and it's being shown to you to teach you something. So you think that you have to be controlled by the government, and that you're stuck by the government because there's something inside of you that hasn't healed yet in your energy field. And so you're feeling suppressed by the government, when really there is no government. But because you think it's your reality, It is your reality. And I'm trying to speak this out in words that are understandable because I can see it and I can feel it and I know it, but speaking it out is a lot more difficult to do. And let's see. So it's so much. This one's really going to trigger you hard. If you're still stuck in this programming, let's just use racism. Okay. Just like relationships and sexuality, right? So if I myself am still oppressed from all of the trauma and oppression of racism within myself and the programming of how I've been told and shown and everything that's happening outside of me in my reality in the news or wherever I see it, that is a reality for me that I'm creating because I'm still holding on to that energy. So it's being shown to me when I turn on the news, when I open up my phone, when I algorithm, everything's algorithm. You are an algorithm as well. So you are like a computer. And because of that, it's being shown in your algorithm of your reality because you still have that energy in you of whatever it is that you're oppressed from, whatever racism, however you feel about it, or the separateness that you're creating in your reality. So when you heal that within you and you come into full love and you stop making the comments about racism or however you're seeing it unfold in front of you, it stops showing up for you because you healed that reality. So you no longer see anyone being attacked by the police in a racist way, or you no longer see depravity happening in your reality because you've healed that aspect and oppression within your energy field from yourself. And so it no longer happens. Like I used to see it all the time and it was constantly being played out in front of me. And since I've healed that within myself and come to one with it all, that energy is no longer there for me. And so I don't fucking see it in my reality. It doesn't exist. But if I were to keep that energy going and I were to continue to spread that and speak that out and speak it to friends and when I'm with other people, and if I were on here to speak out that energy that I'm still holding that is unhealed within me, well, then it becomes the reality because the thought is there, the feeling is there, the energy gets put out and it gets put out to the collective consciousness and you are a part of the collective consciousness. Then it's your reality and the other person's reality, and then you spread it, and then it spreads and spreads and spreads. So if you can heal that within yourself, guess what other spread happens? You remove that shit completely, and it's no longer in existence. I understand this so freely and so well now, and I want to speak it out because this is what it takes to come into unity. This is what it takes to help break free of all of the fear that you have about every single thing you can think about that you are programmed with inside of you. Money, housing, vehicles, government, cops, sex, opposite sex. How you feel about every single thing is something that you have inside of you that is energetically here teaching you on some kind of a level how to clear it out. You get the choice. You get to choose if you want to clear it or not. You get to choose if you would rather stay in the shame and drink tonight or actually for once not drink and look at yourself and feel yourself and go, ooh, what comes up for me when I really want to drink? Ooh, what's coming up? I don't know. I'm feeling freaking crazy right now. Like I really want to drink, bro, but I'm just going to give it like a minute and I'm not going to drink and give it another minute and see what happens. What do you think? What do you feel? Where are you feeling it in your body? What's happening for you in your reality? When you give yourself that moment and you witness yourself and your feelings, you can then come into a new reality of, wow, I'm choosing not to drink. What comes from this? And if I can get this far and I came to this new realization and that passed and I no longer have that in my field anymore, what else can I tap into? It's pretty freaking amazing. Be very surprised at how much your reality changes when you start to choose to go within to heal yourself for the collective consciousness. But you have to start here, inside, for the thought to happen, the feeling to happen, and then for you to witness your reality. Your oppression is not my problem. I've dealt with my oppression, and I'm spreading that out. And so I no longer see it in my reality. Are you going to make the choice? You have the choice. I hope you have a beautiful day.